Town and loves his ballpark so much he plans to be buried just over the left field fence. Scott Brazda shares this touching story of Crowley's coach Pizz in tonight's Spirit of Acadiana.
85-year-old Richard Pizz, instrumental in the development of the Crowley Rec Department, spearheaded renovation efforts over at Miller Stadium. Well, Coach Pizz, he's still with us. He's still very sharp, and he's already thinking about his next step in his spiritual evolution. He ran the Crowley Recreation Department and was instrumental in raising funds, over $1 million, to renovate the stadium in the late 90s. But it's more than that. Miller Stadium is a place where his heart is intertwined into every fiber, so much so that just beyond the reaches of the park, there's a cemetery. And that's where he'll eventually want to be laid to rest.
Right behind the center field fence. In fact, it took me 12 years to find a plot.
Then finally, a man in South Carolina who owned the plots made Coach Pizz an offer.
He says he wants $2,000. He said, but I told him they closed that graveyard. He said, well, tell him he can have them for $100.
Tradition, honor, passion, that's what Miller Stadium is meant to Coach Pizz, a man who always wants to watch his ballpark.
Coach Pizz, what's it like seeing a tombstone with your name on it, knowing that you are still fully upright and breathing?
Fantastic. That's the way I want it, and that's the way I developed the tombstone.
So, you know, this means that you are going to live forever.
I plan on it.
Coach Pizz tells me in his playing days, he never quite knocked one this far.
I never made it that far. I've cleared the fence, but never made it to the graveyard.
But here is where he'll be, with the inscription, remember, it's for the children.
Because that's what we were doing. We were renovating the whole department, and it was for the children. It help us. It's not for us. We got to do it for our children.
Gotta love the fact that on his tombstone, Coach Pizz doesn't have a died date. You know, regardless of when that happens, we know he's not going anywhere. His legacy will truly, truly live on. In Crowley, Scott Brazda, KATC TV3.